really usually like weddings, and I usually like being in them, whether it's a bridesmaid or having some other official duty in a wedding, because I think weddings are fun, and if you're in the wedding, you actually get to hang out with the bride or groom, the people you're friends with. It was kind of a shotgun wedding. The bride and groom were not that religious, but the groom's family was pretty devout. The wedding was planned within, I want to say 6 weeks. The thing that made it a little bit difficult is those 6 weeks was me hanging out a lot with the other bridesmaid. The other bridesmaid was a childhood friend of the bride that they never grew apart. The bride was pregnant. The maid of honor, the only other bridesmaid, was also pregnant with her third child. Mazel tov. The thing is, she wouldn't shut up about her pregnancy because she was somebody that I think her identity was just all about being a mom. And that's cool, different strokes for different folks, but she's showing early, and pregnancy can be a beautiful thing. Show off your bump. We would go into the fitting rooms to try on bridesmaid dresses, and she would come out crying. And this is like what she verbatim did. She would come out crying, and she would look at me, and she would be like, I'm not tall and skinny like her. And then we would try on like a dress that would look like maybe a potato sack dress, but in blue, because that was the color. So blue potato sack dress. I was like, I'll get the potato sack dress, whatever. I was trying not to be too difficult, since she was being super difficult. We didn't need two bridesmaidzillas. Luckily, the bride didn't really like the potato sack look for her wedding, so that kind of got vetoed, but it was just like kind of awkward. But then we tried on this like one dress. It was a bodycon dress, which is kind of a weird choice for a bridesmaid dress. Call me crazy. She came out of the dressing room wearing this bodycon dress that sucked her in like Spanx, but like double, triple Spanx, because the girl didn't even look pregnant. And I basically looked like a Vegas cocktail waitress. And again, this is a fundamentalist Christian wedding. And I'm like, no, this was like my veto because the bride thought we looked cute. I'm not gonna look like basically a Vegas cocktail waitress. In January in Denver, Colorado, we go into this like shop in a mall, and we find these blue dresses that, I mean, they're like costumey. If it was a theme wedding, it'd be great, I guess, but we kind of looked like Little Bo Peep adjacent. At this point, I was like, this is better than the potato sack dresses, and it made the maid of honor feel good about herself, and I'm like, okay, I'm cool if you guys are cool. In terms of the bridal shower and bachelorette planning, the maid of honor got it in her head that the bridal shower theme should be Ain't Love Sweet, and that it should be all like sugar themed. But the other thing is the bride was having aversions to sugar, because remember, she's pregnant. And everybody at the bridal shower complained to me privately because they're like, why wasn't there salad or at least crackers? There was literally a chocolate fondue station with graham crackers and Hershey bars and like, yeah, M&Ms, but like that was not a fun bridal shower. It just wasn't. I was supposed to handle, I think, like most of the bachelorette party stuff, and the maid of honor was gonna handle most of the bridal shower stuff, but we were supposed to split the hotel bill. And then she just never paid me. And when I asked her about it, she was like, well, I spent $400 on the bridal shower. And I'm thinking, like, we didn't set that in a budget, and you're now just not gonna tell me that you weren't gonna pay me? And of course I can't make waves because the bride is now, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 months pregnant by the time I called this all out. The wedding itself was pretty okay. It was just immediate family and bridal party only, and then there was a reception afterwards where more people were invited. The only thing is, the night before we got like a foot of snow, and again, it's January, it's Denver, Colorado, and so we had to wear these like rain boots and with our Little Bo Peep adjacent dresses. There was beautiful winter wedding photography. Like, the photos were really beautiful. I wish everyone involved well, but I had a falling out with the bride a couple years later. Story's neither here nor there for this, but nobody involved in this wedding was super fun at the end of the day to hang out with.
Hi, my name is Megan Rutledge, and this is my bridesmaid horror story. So last year, my cousin got married in Mexico. My husband and I were supposed to be down there for the entire week, but I ended up getting work the week before, so I had to change my flight from the entire week to just the overnight. So I got off work, drove down to the airport, got on the red eye. It was a really long flight. I had a layover in Mexico City. As soon as I arrived in Puerto Vallarta, everything was already in motion. Everyone was already getting ready. I barely had a chance to put my stuff down before I was whisked off straight to the bridal suite in order to get ready with everyone. Jumped right in. Everyone was sort of running around and getting things ready for my cousin, the bride, and we were all steaming dresses, airing them out, and my cousin, she suddenly realized that she still needed to write her vows. So she was writing them down on the hotel napkins. So my cousin decided that she needed to write her vows on a notebook, and there weren't any notebooks around. And since I had already had my hair and makeup done, it was pretty much just ready. I was sent out on the mission to go find a notebook so that she could write her vows. First, we were at a resort, so I checked the gift shops and all the little shops that are in the resort, the convenience market. There were no stores around because we were really close to the beach. So I had to get into a taxi, and someone had mentioned there was a Walmart nearby. So with very little Spanish, I managed to convey to the driver that I wanted to go to the Walmart, and he started driving. We went for about 10 minutes in the wrong direction before he realized which way he had to go. We finally arrived at the Walmart, and it was the biggest Walmart I had ever seen. It's so much bigger than any of the ones here in the States. So it took me quite a while wandering around this Walmart looking for a stationery section. Found some sort of decent options. Got a couple different ones because I didn't know what she wanted and what would be best. Realized I was running out of time, so went and found the cashier, got out of there, held down another cab, told them the name of the resort that I was staying at, and went in the wrong direction again. Was really cutting it close, stressing out about trying to get back in time. Finally got back to the resort, only to find out I did not have enough money. So the driver made me leave the notebooks in the car while I ran upstairs to my purse to get my debit card, to go back downstairs to the ATM to pull out more money in order to pay the cab driver and get those notebooks, and then run back upstairs to the bridal suite. Got a quick touch up from the hair and makeup people before they left because they were on their way out the door, but I was a wreck and had a shot of alcohol before we all piled into the car and headed toward the venue, which thankfully was about 15 minutes away, which gave us a little bit of time, or gave the bride a little bit of time to transfer her notes into her notebook. And that